Good morning, thank you so much for joining me for this anterior chain stretch focused flow. It's going to be a really good one for cyclists and runners. So when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and get started in a Malasana squat. So sinking the hips down and bending deeply into the knees. Maybe keeping a little bit of movement in this one. So just allowing the knees to sink forwards and backwards. And maybe resting the fingertips down on the floor just to start with, or we've always got the option to take the palms to prayer, but allowing that little bit of movement just to mobilize everything in the hip joints. So it doesn't always have to be super static, right? Taking a really deep inhale here, we're going to rest everything down. So slowing that movement down, we've always got the option here to sink the bum down onto some blocks. So just resting down in a place where you can allow the hips and the knees to relax. And you don't want it to be too painful on the knees or the hips. So if it feels a little bit painful, you just want to lift, and you can always keep it super high, resting the hands down, keeping that little bit of movement going, but taking 2 more really deep breaths wherever you found yourself. And from here, we're going to turn to the right. So allowing that left leg to slide down behind, we're going to land the left knee, breathing in deeply, reaching the hands up, and we're finding our way into our crescent lunge. And it's a huge stretch all across the front of the left hip flexor. And taking the hands behind with a big inhale, we're going to interlace the fingers, pressing the hands back, maybe lifting the chin here, but with every inhale we're lifting the chest, breathing in really deeply, and with the exhale just sinking down, opening up the front of the left hip. And we're just going to stay here for 2 more really deep breaths. With the exhale, we're going to release the hands, taking them either side of the front foot. We're going to tuck the left toes, inhaling, lifting the left knee. And with the exhale, we're going to step the right foot back, breathing in, pressing down through the hands and reaching back through the heels. And with the exhale, we're going to lift the hips all the way up into our downward facing dog. Taking a really deep inhale here. We're going to lift the left foot, breathing in, bending the left leg at the knee, allowing the left foot to come down towards the right glutes. And we've got the option to stay right here, or with the exhale, we're going to land the left foot behind, reaching back with the left hand, lifting the chest, breathing in deeply, squeezing the glutes and pressing the whole anterior chain upwards. Breathing in one last really deep inhale here. And with the exhale, we're going to land the hips down, extending the left leg long, and then crossing the feet. We're going to take the hands down in front, coming up onto the shins. Here we go, sweeping the hands up on the inhale. And with the exhale, we're going to take the hands to the lower back, tucking the toes behind, gives you a little bit of lift here. So we're going to take the right hand down towards the right heel. We can always take it down towards the blocks if it feels a little bit uncomfortable to have the toes tucked here. Taking a deep inhale in, we're going to sweep the left hand round and back, squeezing the glutes to press the hips forwards. With the exhale, we're going to take the left hand all the way back to the front. So taking the block over to the other side, or maybe landing the left hand down on the back of the left heel. With a big inhale, we're going to sweep the right hand all the way round and back and squeezing the glutes to press the hips forwards, lifting the chest on the inhale. And with the exhale, we're lifting all the way back up, breathing in here. And with the exhale, we're going to sink the hips down, taking the brick back to the front. And with a big inhale, we're going to lift the left foot forwards and sliding the right foot back this time. Breathing in, reaching the hands forwards and sinking the hips down. And this time it's a big hip opener all across the front of the right hip. With the inhale, we're reaching up through the fingers. And with the exhale, we're going to take the hands behind, interlacing the fingers and pressing the hands back. Breathing in, lifting the chest, maybe taking the chin up at the very top. And with the exhale, we're going to release the hands, landing them either side of the left foot. We're going to tuck the right toes, lifting the right knee on the inhale. And with the exhale, we're going to step the right foot back to plank, pressing down through the hands and reaching back through the heels. With the inhale, we're going to lift the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. With the inhale, we're going to lift the right foot. And with the exhale, we're going to allow the right foot to come down towards the left glute, taking a big bend at the knee, reaching the knee up on the inhale and pressing the hips forwards on the exhale. We've got the option to stay here or landing the right foot down behind, turning the chest, breathing in, reaching the right arm back and squeezing the glutes, pressing everything forwards and up. One more really big inhale here. And with the exhale, we're going to land the hips down, taking the hands behind, crossing the legs. We're going to take the hands in front, lifting up onto the shins. And this time, maybe taking 2 blocks behind, or maybe reaching back to both of the heels. Breathing in, we're going to start by taking the hands to the small of the back, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. Breathing in really deeply, we're going to squeeze the glutes, pressing the hips forwards and taking the hands down, maybe towards the blocks, maybe down towards the heels, but pressing the hips forwards with the inhale, lifting the chest. Breathing in really deeply, allowing the head to come back to a place that's somewhat comfortable. We're going to take one more really deep inhale here. And with the exhale, we're going to take the hands back to the small of the back, lifting upwards, rolling everything forward, sinking the hips down. And we're going to make our way down slowly, slowly into our child's pose. And taking the knees together to find a little bit extra length in the lower back, resting the forehead down, taking a really deep inhale here and releasing a full exhale. And we've got the option to stay right here, resting down, or we're going to move into our reclined hero. And for this, we're going to start with a block. And so if we place the block in between the shins, but back towards the feet, when we sit down, we should be able to sit down onto the block. And taking the hands behind, we're just going to start by walking the hands back, lifting the chest. So we're rolling the shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and maybe coming down onto the forearms to start with, and checking in with the knees, because we want to keep the knees on the floor for this one. Breathing in deeply and allowing the head to come back if that's comfortable. And it's a big opening all across the front of the body. And if you've still got a little bit more, you can always come back up, remove the block. And for this, we're going to take the feet out to the side. So we're sitting the bum all the way down on the floor. And slowly, slowly, we're going to start to make our way back down again. So taking the hands behind and maybe coming down onto the forearms, resting the head and the back down slowly, slowly, and checking in with the knees. So making sure everything's comfortable as it can be across the front of the body, allowing everything to relax. And we're going to stay here for 2 more really deep inhales. Lifting the chest on the inhale. And with the exhale, we're going to land the forearms, pressing down into the elbows, lifting back up, taking the hands forwards and the knees together. We're going to sink the forehead down into our child's pose, And taking a little moment here to rest, drawing a really deep inhale in through the nose and sinking down with the exhale.